Thanks for coming. So I'm also going to start off by reading my artistic statement. Kind of long, and I didn't realize I'd have to be reading it, so. I've always been drawn to both trees and human faces. I love finding that both trees and faces, you'll never find one that's exactly alike. It's the diversity of them that really draws me to them and makes me love them. And the never-ending possibilities that I can create. I can make them either really stylistic and fake or realistic. I love the way you can go with that. Another reason I focus on trees is because they age, and because of their age, they live so long. If they could tell stories, I would like walk by and think, what does that tree say? If trees could say. For every tree I create, I have a story that goes along with it. I create the events that occur around them. The heads I've made also have their own stories. I've always wanted to write a book, and these faces are characters I've envisioned and created to go into my story. They all have their own personality to me. Another reason I created the heads is because I find the mystery surrounding the elderly and age. I want to know what they have experienced and who they were in the past before I come to know them. The same goes for the young, but instead of their past, I wonder about the events that are not passed yet in their lives and who they will become. Every line in the face and every sparkle in an eye has a story behind it that makes the person who they are, and it makes me wonder about everyone I've met. The time and age fascinate me, and that's why I've focused on both trees and faces. So, pretty much, short summary of why I make my art. I'll tell you guys a little bit about the process. For this, I made these over this semester. I was trying to break away because I usually am really realistic with my art. So I was trying to break away from that while I was doing my trees this semester, and I was trying them on different medium or different things other than paper. And that was very difficult because with wood, they're not as bright and vibrant as they are on paper, and watercolors are already kind of dulled anyway from the water. So when working with them, you got to use a lot of paint if you want it to be bright. It was really difficult. The wood, they would seep in and spread throughout. The canvases didn't want to take the paint, so I had to go over and over and over again with them. So that was interesting. And this one's ink. Ink works a lot better on wood, apparently, guys. So the heads were my favorite thing to do this semester. I've actually been working on them for the last year. Been making them. Just fun creating faces. And I realized I notice elements of people I see in my everyday life in them, like a nose here, eye there, ear there, you know. All right. I'm cool.